Hi everyone, Grey Power 60 here. I am having myself a cup of tea. It's late at night, not quite early mornings yet. Last night I was so busy cleaning up my room that sorry, I'm just putting out my cigarette. You guys know I smoke. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, so I was watching Carrie, the crafter, C-E-R-I, the crafter. I love watching him. He does some great things with paint and inks and so on. And actually, this is a glass table. But I'm going to look and see if I can find maybe at Home Depot or one of the, big stores that sell all kinds of ceramics and so on. He has this quite large ceramic, I think he paid like nothing for, but it's like a glass top, so that if he's inking on it or putting paint on it, it's like putting paint on a glass surface, so that, he can do stuff. So you don't always have to use your gel. For gel printing, you can use, something like that. I don't have any big ceramic tiles. I do have this, which is glass, and I try to cover it sometimes because it is shiny. So that was a great tip, because he was showing how I could take some index cards, for instance. I could take some index cards, spread the paint, add a little water, and then just, dab on it, so that you're creating your own artwork on the card that you can eventually use for a pocket, for a side tuck. You can cut it into different shapes if you wanted to layer it for a pocket, etc., etc. Anyway, so I'm watching his video, and with these cards, I don't have a sewing machine. So he said, if you don't have a sewing machine, you can always take, let me see if I have one handy. Yeah, this one's thick, mind you. Let's see if it's writing okay. I could easily come along and come down the side. Although there's no dimension, it will look like I've stitched all the way around, right? Which is something I've done before, maybe not on these cards, but I've done it in my crafting life before. I think even on cards, just to add a little extra something. You could even, I won't put it on there. Let's put it on my glue book here. You can come down like this. Then you could, do kind of, zigzag to make it look zigzag. You could even, dot in between if you want to make it more look like, like it's sewing. Anyway, whatever. And squiggle. I'm back to it again. God, I can't stop. Or make squiggles, or do whatever, Now that brought me to two things I wanted to talk about in my video today. Now let me just pause for a moment. I want to get my tracing paper because I forgot to get it. Just a second. Okay, and here's my tracing paper because that's something else I want to talk about shortly. So I'll put that to the side. All right. And you can see an Amazon package underneath me here. So what he said was you could do that with your, maybe you can use a fine tip. If not, I use what you have and go along the sides, right? And that will give the illusion that you're sewing. So, and even throw a little squiggle down to make it look like there's, a piece of thread hanging or something. Anyway, I thought that was cool. I've done that before. Sure. Okay. Then he brought out a stamp set. And he said, if worse comes to worse, you can order a stamp set. I probably should have hid my address, but I think you guys all know my address anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. I know I'm supposed to open it a certain way. I don't know. I love these fancy scissors. I got these, I think I got them at Temu, but they could have been the washi tape or one of the other stores that I like shopping with. Anyway, so let's open this up and see what I got. That's not going to be seen very well. So let me grab a piece of paper. I'm just grabbing a 12 by 12 here. You won't be able to see it very well on there, but you will on here. Let's take it out. Now, this I ordered from Amazon. It was $12. So I wasn't breaking the bank, although I already spent my $10 from the Dollar Tree. I already spent that, so for this month, my $10 a month for things other than what I need. So here are some of the patterns of sewing that you could put on your work. Now, I'm going to see. Yep, that one will fit. Okay, let's test it out, shall we? And I tried, now I don't know where I picked this one up. It's a Recollections ink dye pad. It's not archival ink, but let's look up. I think this looks like a zigzag. Oh no, it's not. It's one of the, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just a little bit longer than my block. So I'm going to put it on a diagonal. And this one here is quite inky. That's why I chose it, because my other one is running out of ink, and I haven't got the money right now to buy a bottle of ink refill or whatever you call it. I don't know what you call it. Okay, why aren't you going on there, dark? There we go. I'm not pressing hard enough. I guess I didn't want it to go all over the place. All right, let's see how the stitching will do on here. Pressing down, pressing down. Wow, isn't that cool? So let's find something that I already messed up here. Didn't I already have one here that I was playing around? Oh, it's right beside me. Gosh, you're supposed to tell me, guys. You're supposed to tell me and let me know. So let's do this and see how well that turns out on this. There we go. Okay, so it's not absolutely perfect, but it gives the illusion that you've sewn on here. We'll go across the bottom. So for me, I like that. I mean, sure, I would love to have a sewing machine, but isn't this kind of cool? I like this. I'm gonna definitely have to get some more ink, because this is the only one that has that's inky. The other ones are drying out. So let me put this one across here. And there we have it. So that looks like it's been stitched. I mean, sure, it's not dimensional. Oops, there's a little spot there that didn't get anything. So, I mean, I could have left it, but whatever. Anyway, yeah. So this is an alternative to stitching when you can't. The other thing when I find that darn sewing kit that, you know, I was so busy doing stuff, I shoved it somewhere. I'm hoping it's on my office table. But you could easily get a darning needle or get a very thick needle, and you can easily go through this in loops, easily. But I wanted to share these stamps because I thought, well, you know, if you just want to get the effect, whoops, I'm just sorry, I'm just trying to clean this darn thing off here because it did run all over the block. I don't know if you can see me on this side or not. I'm just cleaning off that. So that's that one. And I just, like I said, I just got it. There's a loopy one. The only thing it doesn't have that I can see here is kind of like a straight stitch. It's got a loopy one. Let's look on this side here. See if you can see. So we've got the X's one, which is the one I put on here. Another one here, X's, loops, square. This one looks like it's got little C's. These are circles. I think this was the only one. This one looks like it's kind of got mistakes. You know, they tried to sew and there's mistakes. Another zigzag, another loopy one, and then, of course, a smaller one, which is the one I used, to this kind of double V's on there. So, yeah, an alternative. An alternative for you is using these if you want to accent and put them in your journal. I think it turned out pretty good. I think it turned out really well. So that's it for me for today. I just wanted to share that possibility of what you can do with, you know, when you don't have a sewing machine. This is an alternative for you. I got this on Amazon. I have my personal Amazon, but I don't have a Grey Power 60 affiliate where you can go to my store and pick things out, and maybe that's something I should look at in the future. So that if I have them, things that I've bought, things that you may want to purchase, I'm not promoting purchasing things. I'm usually trying to do the opposite. Let's not purchase too much to do our crafts. But I thought this is going to help me. I will, in a future video, I will test out when I find my stuff, actually sewing it by hand on something big like this. And it's thick, but it's not too thick that I can't pop through and pop out. And even if I can't, not that one, it's kind of a broken one. This one's kind of needing assistance. You know, using one of these picks, you know, you can punch a hole, then, you know, sew through it if you have trouble with that kind of thing. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. I'm excited to try some of these with some of the cards that I've already made. And these I haven't made. These are cut aparts. These are things that I had on one of my papers. You know, you get papers and they have, you know, all of these things lined up. They have all of these fussy cutting things that you can do. I wonder how that would look on here. I mean, these are busy. Let's see, which one would you use on this to make a dramatic? Would you use the zigzag? I mean, why not? Why not give it a try before I end my video? Although my videos seem to be going longer and longer. I don't know if I want the X's or how about these loops? Let's have a look. See. the loops, squares. I kind of like that one. That's kind of messy. That's a zigzag. Let's do the zigzag. What the heck? Let's do the zigzag. And again, I have to put it corner to corner. And see how this is going to turn out. And it doesn't have to be straight, because how often are you doing, that's kind of cool. How often are you doing stitching that is absolutely straight? Yeah. Let's, we'll go all the way down the side here. Let's add a little zigzag here. And maybe add a little zigzag here. And maybe leave the top. And leave the top. That's kind of cool. I kind of like that. Ooh. I always have to clean these off, and I have to get my wet ones out, but for now we're just going to, I'll wash it off later, and maybe not, because sometimes this just adds character. Anyway, I am pleased with it. I think it's a great alternative for those of us who don't have sewing machines, and I am going to continue to play with it. These are the acetates I was telling you about. You sometimes throw away. You should keep those. And I'm going to put this back. And like I said, it was $12 on Amazon in Canada. Maybe cheaper in the US. Probably is cheaper in the US, I should say. I should check it out, actually, because I can do that. So here are two examples of, you know, I haven't finished this. I didn't do anything to this one, to any of these yet. They were just sitting in my box waiting to be worked on. But that's kind of something I could do very easily, you know, distress the sides. You know, go around, distress the sides, and work on it. Work on adding things to it, or not, or leave it. You know, maybe you don't need to have anything added to this. Maybe you want a very plain one where you can use this on the side of a, I'm just trying to get the white out from the sides. It doesn't always work for me. Sometimes I have to go over it again. Yeah. So this could easily be a tuck spot in here. You could probably maybe add a little, look at now, I'm black all over. I'm black all over. And I have about, guess what I found? Right under, I'm such a fool, I'm such a fool. Wipes are wipes. It doesn't matter what you use. Wipes are wipes. Let's see if we can. It says to open it here, but it doesn't want to open. Good thing I wasn't in a hurry. Oh my goodness. Yep. That's what filming is like sometimes. You get things to wipe your hands with, wet ones of any kind. This one smells good, actually. And to be honest with you, it's a feminine cleansing wipes. Fresh scent for sensitive skin. Well, my skin is sensitive. And I found it now. Now that I found it. Sorry, guys, I'm totally going to top it because I wanted to share those stamps with you. I am now going to go. Give me a second. Okay. This is one of my sewing boxes that has tons of odds and ends of sewing things in it. Even one of those, if you want to take things apart, if you want to go through the stitching. I have to have one of these. I've got about 10 of them all over the place. I have to have one of these because I'm blind as a bat. You know, when I was a little girl, let's get sidetracked here. I'm totally sidetracked. When I was a little girl, my vision, up until I was 45, I think, my vision was 20/20. I could see anything. And my mom did a lot of sewing as a child growing up, a lot of sewing. And I don't know why she didn't use this. But anyway, I would see her struggling to put the, you know, she'd be sewing something at her sewing machine, blah, 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 having to stitch something. My mom was so creative, so amazing. She could, well, she worked apparently in a sewing factory in her teens when she first moved from, she was born in Dalhousie, New Brunswick, and her mother and father had separated, and her mother was in Montreal working at a factory, and my mother at 14 went to live with her mom's aunt, my grandmother's sister, and she worked at a sewing factory, and that's where she got all her tips quick, you know. Anyway, so I'm getting back to my story, I saw Mom struggling to get the thread into the needle, and I could see it from like 10 feet away. She's missing. So I went over, I said, here, Mom. I took the needle, put it through for her, and gave it to her. And I said, I'll help you anytime, Mom. I never forgot that. My mom gave me the biggest smile and said, thank you. You know, the things you remember as a kid. Anyway, I've got tons of things. I've got thimbles in here. I don't know what this is. What is this? It's always good to look. Oh, from Zellers. Oh my God, Zellers was a store. I gotta keep that. I mean, the ink here is all faded. And she got 300 points. And I've even got the tape on it here. Wow, that needs to go into my stash. And on the back, oh, I'm so glad I kept that. I'm going to keep that in there. This is body clothing tape, a must-have fashion accessory. Crack and peel liner for easy application. Reading instructions. Oh my God, it's small. Let's get out my magnifying glass here. Yeah. Do not use on sunburned skin. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Sensitivity test. Application. Skin must be free of oils and powders. Position the tapes on the edge of the clothing. Once the tapes are in place, remove and protect the liners. Remove the protective liners and press in place. Clothing to skin. I guess if you had something near your cleavage, wow, it was $12 way back in the day. Wow, I wonder, it doesn't even say what year. Made in U.S. Oh, 2007. Wow, maybe I bought it. Not intended on use on delicate. Anyway, you know, if sometimes you have a little too much cleavage showing and you want to tape your top together, it happens to be like a silk or maybe not silk, but you know, some kind of stuff. That's what you could use it on. Anyway, I'm babbling on. Here's all kinds of goodies in here. Even something probably I tested to see if my machine worked. Yeah. So let's take this apart, put it where it belongs, and not lose it again. This is tape on here, tape on that side. It's really taped down, but since there is already a baggie, I'm going to take out the spools of thread. There we go. And the only thing I'm going to put in here are these needles. Oh, I should use this. Good idea. Good idea. Let's use that. And okay, again, they've got tape across it. There we go. I'll get a proper felt one made. I'll make myself a little felt one because this material is being very stubborn. Let's just put that in there. Okay, come on. There we go. So let's just, yeah, this material is very stubborn. I'm gonna have to really poke it. Oh, I'm going two ways here. That was stupid. And I'm poking myself with this round one that I don't know if I'm ever going to use. Will it fit in this box? I hope. Even that, I never use this thread because it's old thread, but I might be able to kind of bunch it up and see, these are too big to fit in there. This one isn't, and that one isn't. Good. Okay, have I got them all in there? Yep, two of them in there. Okay, so that is in there. What else have I got? Anything else in the bottom here? Oh, I've got this. I got this wheel. I wonder if any of them will fit in here. Not really. Not really. So I'll just have to grab this one and put it through. I'm struggling, guys, but, and here's my pins. Ooh, here's another. Now, wait a minute. What is this down here? Look at that. Come on, open up. Oh, it's taped all the way around. Straight pins. And this is a needle. So this needle needs to go in here. In here. So now I know I'm not going to take this apart because that's the way it came from the store. You know, when you look at things that you inherit, let's just throw these in here. More straight pins, I'll fix that later. That is a cardboard. I can put it in with all of my cardboards by sliding it in there. And then put that in there. And now I have, actually I should keep the big needle out because I do have some things I want to do. And I think I'm going to use the thinner one. Let's just leave it out. I can put it away later. So this video started off where I just wanted to show you one thing, and I like that it has a handle. I wanted to just show you those stamps. Oh, let me grab this again. Now I have an idea. Let's see. Do I want to use yellow or brown? Oh, and I need one of these because I'm blind as a bat. Okay. All right, let's put this away. Okay, so I've shown you the stamp, right? I've shown you the stamp. I'm going to use this thinner one, even though I can see Even though I can see the hole, I'm having trouble putting this thing in anyway, right? Let's use some brown thread just for the hell of it. For the halibut, let's put this away. You know, sometimes you just gotta put some stuff away when you're being silly. Okay, scissors out. I'm just gonna cut that there. And yes, you're right, I can store these needles on here like that, if that was anyone's thought or idea. Okay, this is kind of tangling up here and I don't know why. Okay, yeah. I may cut this all out in my editing because I just wanted to show you one thing and now I'm ending up showing you, oops, what am I doing? Silly, silly girl. There we go. When you put that in, you're not supposed to keep it on. Yeah, I know, I know. I am not the sewer of the family. I am not. Even my daughter has got the talent for sewing, but her mother, nope, I'm all thumbs. And yet I have an eye for color. I have an eye for creating things that are abstract in art. I can't draw a face or draw a scene, but if you gave me a piece of paper like this and asked me to draw just some abstract silliness, I would have lots of fun. Now, do I want to do it on this or try? Let's try one that I haven't. And let's use this pink one simply because the brown will show up better. So I think I'll start at the bottom, and I think I'll start here at the bottom, here. Okay, oops, that's not going to do well. I may have to tape that down temporarily. Talk about not having tape. Oh, I think I have some in here. Yes, I do. Good thing I have that handy. Okay, let's see if I can tape. I'm just going to tape it on there for now, just to see how far I can go with just doing a straight stitch. Now, I think I probably would like to, oh, I got to go through the tape. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm definitely, I didn't plan this, honestly. Well, can't you tell? I didn't plan this. Oh my God. If I planned this, don't you think it would be, it would not be true gray power. Actually, it would be, wouldn't it? It would definitely be true gray power style to mess up, get sidetracked, find something, and then want to show you a new way of doing it. Oops, let's be a little bit more perfect here. Perfect? No, let's be a little bit more precise and not be silly. Yeah, definitely, you know what would be good to use is yarn from, because this needle is quite thick, so it's making quite large holes, and the thread is very thin, even double. The thread is very thin, but you can see the holes. Yeah, I would definitely use a proper needle and not one of these. Maybe the next size down that I had. But there's nothing wrong with, you know, trying things. It's a mess. It's a mess, but nothing has to be perfect. I'm trying to poke it through. Let's go in here. And you don't have to make them quite so wide either. You can, yeah, definitely a smaller needle would be better, or thicker thread. You could even use embroidery thread if you have a big needle like this and you want to really make it stand out. Going down is easier than going up. I mean, I'm experimenting, guys. You know that. I always like to try things when I get an idea and share it and show my mistakes. My God. You know, how do we learn if we don't make mistakes? That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit more. This is rather boring for you. Please don't anyone sit there and go, okay, poke that needle through your finger. Let's see some blood. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. So I wanted to go to bed early last night, and I started watching a movie. And the sad thing is, it was a movie I'd seen before, so I knew it was going to come out a certain way. But I watched it anyway. And then all of a sudden, it's 3:30. And then I'm looking at YouTube videos, and I'm looking at crafting. And I wanted to get up out of my bed at whatever time it was, 3:30, 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock, I don't know, and start crafting because I got a great idea. And I went, oh my God, I could do that. Yeah, I was being a little bit silly. I'm just trying to make a knot here because it's getting too blah, blah, blah. All right, guys, so I know it's a mess, but if you want the mess, if you want the texture like that, so I'm just giving you some options. I don't have OCD. I am a little perfectionist. Maybe I do have OCD. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think I like things perfect, but then I like to make it a little messy as well. So that can't be good. That can't be. So here I've tried it with these new stamps that it just arrived today. And you're seeing this next week because I've done so many videos ahead. Yeah, so I will already have taken these stamps and probably played around with some of these other pieces that I have. I had a lot of fun with these mixed media pieces. I really did. And I like doing more. It's funny, when I first started crafting, all I wanted to do was make things. You know, I made dog houses, I made cards, I made little purse, I call them purses, little wallets that you could put chocolate in and maybe a gift card with the chocolate. You know, I loved doing those because they were kind of perfect when you were finished. Same with the little ephemera that I showed you, where I made the small little fans and then attached it all together, that I got the idea from Septeria 18, and added the little flower and the little words, and I kind of, and I kind of liked it. It was kind of pretty. And then I started getting into journaling, and I started doing traditional, layouts and stuff. And then I started playing, and I started making things not so traditional, things that would be interesting to look at, like this, for instance, where it's got washi tape, it's got different colors, it's got different stickers and tags and tickets, etc., etc. I can go on and on about these. And I like that. I like that because you look at it and there's always something to look at. And every time you look at it, there's always something else that you see. Like, I've looked at this 100 times, and only now I've just noticed these little, it almost looks like a fan, like the old-fashioned stand-up fans. I like that. but I also like pretty and simple. And anyway, guys, that's it for me. Sorry, I got sidetracked. But if you want to spend, and if you're in the States, I'm sure it's cheaper. It's probably like $7. If it's 12 in Canada, it's got to be like $5 or $7 in the States. This is an alternative to stitches. You know, I think I like it. I like the look of it. And, you know, you could even emboss it. You could even, you know, use Versamark on there, sprinkle a little embossing powder, shine it up, and then you can add texture to it if you want. But for me, the being flat is, you know, important for that. But anyway, 3 things that I could do. 3 crazy things. I was going to show you something else, but I think the video is long enough, so I will end it here. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for helping me find my sewing kit. Like, I feel so dumb. It was in the drawer. It was just, I had thrown something on top of it, and that's what happens when you try and do too much in one day. All right, guys, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.